Most men grow up believing power comes from being seen as good, from being understood, from being liked. They're taught that if they explain themselves clearly, if they show their emotions openly, if they follow the rules, then respect will come naturally. That belief feels fair, it feels moral, and it is completely false. Because power has never been given to men who ask for permission. It has always been taken by men who learned when to stay silent. Look around. Anger is labeled as toxic. Ambition is framed as ego. Discipline is mocked as obsession, and restraint is misunderstood as weakness. You are encouraged to speak, but only in approved ways. You are encouraged to express yourself, but only emotions that don't threaten anyone. You are encouraged to be strong, as long as that strength is symbolic. A harmless man is praised. A predictable man is rewarded. A disciplined man makes people uncomfortable. Because discipline cannot be negotiated, and restraint cannot be controlled once it's internal. So the illusion is created. The illusion that power comes from visibility, from volume, from expression. But real power has never been loud. It has always been quiet. Watch closely. The men who speak the most often control the least. The men who explain themselves constantly are usually asking for approval. And the men who are encouraged to let it all out rarely build anything that lasts. Because a man who empties himself emotionally has nothing left to direct. A harmless man is easy to manage, and management is not respect. This is where most men lose the game, not because they are weak, but because they were trained to mistake expression for power. Power does not fear chaos. Chaos is easy to clean up. Power fears something else entirely. It fears men who cannot be predicted. A predictable man reacts on schedule. He gets angry when expected. He calms down when told. He speaks when prompted. He obeys patterns that were designed long before he noticed them. That man is safe. Because safety is not about morality. It is about control. Unpredictable men disrupt systems without touching them. They don't shout. They don't protest. They don't explain. They simply stop responding the way they are supposed to. And that is dangerous. The system is built on expectation. Expectation of behavior. Expectation of emotion. Expectation of compliance. When those expectations fail, authority weakens. This is why discipline is quietly discouraged, not openly attacked, but subtly reframed. Discipline is called obsession. Self-control is called repression. Silence is called insecurity. Why? Because a disciplined man does not leak energy. He does not exhaust himself emotionally. He does not broadcast his next move. He does not require feedback to continue. He becomes unreadable, and unreadable men cannot be managed easily. Most systems do not break men by force. That is inefficient. They exhaust them instead. They keep men talking, explaining, reacting, defending. Because a man who is constantly explaining is not building. A man who is constantly reacting is not planning. And a man who is emotionally drained is grateful for any sense of relief, even if it costs him power. This is why outrage is encouraged. Outrage feels like action, but it produces nothing. It keeps men loud, visible, and tired. Predictable men argue, unpredictable men observe. Predictable men announce intentions, unpredictable men move quietly. Predictable men seek fairness, unpredictable men seek leverage. And leverage is what power actually respects. This is also why harmlessness is rewarded. A harmless man does not challenge structure. He may complain, but he will not disrupt outcomes. He will ask for permission. He will wait his turn. He will accept delays framed as process. Unpredictable men do not do this. They do not rush. They do not beg. They do not explain urgency. They let silence create pressure. Silence forces others to reveal themselves. The one who speaks first often loses leverage. This is why powerful men are often misunderstood. They are called distant, cold, arrogant. In reality, they are conserving energy. They are choosing when to act, instead of reacting when provoked. And this brings us to the real problem. Most men are not weak. They are overstimulated. They are fed constant noise, constant urgency, constant emotional triggers. So they never develop internal control. And without internal control, there is no unpredictability. Only reaction. Power does not fear angry men. It fears men who do not react emotionally to things designed to provoke them. Because those men cannot be steered easily. They pause. They assess. They choose. And choice is the foundation of power. This is why becoming unpredictable requires discipline, not chaos. Discipline slows you down. Silence sharpens you. Restraint preserves energy. And over time, people stop knowing where you stand until you move. If you want the definition of a dangerous man, not a dramatic one, not a symbolic one, but a practical one, it comes down to a single principle. He has mastered himself. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the strongest man is not the one who conquers others, but the one who conquers his own impulses. That is the foundation most men skip. They want influence without restraint, power without discipline, authority without control. A dangerous man starts in the opposite place. He controls his reactions before he ever tries to control an outcome. This is why he does not speak on emotion. When he is angry, he delays. When he is excited, he delays. When he is provoked, he delays. Not because he is afraid, but because emotion clouds judgment. Sun Tzu warned that the general who rushes reveals his weakness before the battle begins. A dangerous man understands this instinctively. He does not rush to explain himself. Explanation is exposure. Machiavelli understood that power depends less on what is true and more on what is revealed. Every unnecessary word gives others something to react to twist, to anticipate. So the dangerous man speaks less, not to appear mysterious, but to remain unpredictable. This is also why he does not perform strength. The 48 laws of power are clear on this. Never display your full hand. Weak men perform strength because they need reassurance. Dangerous men build capability quietly. They train when no one is watching. They prepare where no one applauds. Marcus Aurelius warned against seeking admiration for discipline. He called it vanity. And vanity makes men predictable. A dangerous man is comfortable, being misunderstood. This is where most men break. They want to be seen correctly. They want credit. They want fairness. But fairness is not power. Machiavelli made this clear centuries ago. Those who rely on fairness depend on others behaving honorably. Dangerous men rely on themselves. They allow others to think what they want. Cold, arrogant, distant. They don't correct the narrative. They correct their position. This distance is not weakness. It is space. Space to observe. Space to wait. Space to choose the moment. Sun Tzu taught that the battle is won before it is ever fought through positioning. The dangerous man positions himself before he ever applies pressure. He also understands restraint, not passive restraint, deliberate restraint. He knows when to apply pressure and when to withdraw completely. This makes him difficult to read. And what cannot be read cannot be easily controlled. That is why violent men are feared briefly, but disciplined men are respected quietly. One creates noise, the other creates outcomes. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he did not need to be noticed to be effective. A dangerous man lives this principle. He does not announce power. He does not threaten. He does not posture. His presence alters behavior without a word. That is the practical definition. Not aggression, not volume, not chaos, but self-mastery, restraint, and timing. At this point, the difference should be clear. Most men live externally. They react to events. They respond to pressure. They explain themselves to feel safe. A dangerous man lives internally. He does not argue with reality. He does not negotiate with emotion. He does not rush to correct perception. Marcus Aurelius warned that the moment you allow external things to disturb your inner order, you surrender control over yourself. That is the real loss of power. Power is not force. It is not intimidation. It is not dominance. It is command over your own reactions. This is why disciplined men move differently. They do not announce change. They do not seek validation. They do not perform transformation. They withdraw. They refine. They return altered. Machiavelli understood this. The ruler who explains himself too often invites challenge. Authority weakens the moment it becomes defensive. Sun Tzu understood it. The general who reveals intent loses advantage before the battle begins. Victory comes from positioning, not persuasion. This is the separation. Most men want to feel powerful. They want recognition. They want agreement. They want to be understood. Dangerous men want leverage. They understand that silence creates imbalance. Imbalance creates uncertainty, and uncertainty shifts power. They let others talk. They let others react. They let others reveal themselves. They remain still. This is not passivity. It is discipline. It is the refusal to spend energy where there is no return. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you always have the option of having no opinion. That restraint is strength. That control is freedom. So here is the truth. If you are constantly reacting, you are being steered. If you are constantly explaining, you are being evaluated. If you are constantly visible, you are being measured. A dangerous man does not need to hide. He simply does not volunteer access. He decides when to speak. He decides when to act. He decides when to disappear. And because of that, his presence carries weight. Not because he demands it, but because it cannot be ignored. Most men will hear this and feel motivated for a moment. Then they will return to noise. A few will recognize the pattern. They will slow down. They will speak less. They will stop leaking energy. They will choose discipline over expression. That is the final separation, and it is always available.